Would you consider a game that is, for all intents and purposes, broken and or unfinished, bad? Because I gotta tell ya, I've played a lot of games in my life, and more of those games than I'd like to admit were downright awful experiences for me that a big part of me wishes I had never bothered to finish. Though I'd say those games were, in a way, still valuable to experience, given that they helped me develop a more refined take on what I find to be just genuinely downright unplayable. I bring this up since a lot of games I'd consider terrible are fully functional and aren't missing anything. Well, anything but fun, that is. They instead have much more pressing issues that plague their foundations. Because of that experience, I would argue that a game being broken or unfinished doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And I would continue to argue that a game being, at the very least, broken can actually make some games better. And a lot of my favorite games are very janky, and that leads to fun tech and unintentional hilarity and other similar things that just weren't intended by the developers. Of course, sometimes the opposite is true, and a game I don't like is only made worse by the fact that it's barely functional, like Sonic 06. And sorry to dredge that dead horse up, but it works for my point. What I'm trying to say here is that I think that games ending up janky and unpolished can affect a game either negatively or positively. It's a case-by-case basis.